In your marriage, money makes submissiveness easy for your woman. Money gives you access. Secondly, money gives you freedom to be in control of your life. This is a counseling I got from a lady, and she just told me that when a man have money, it's easy to submit. That the other person to submit is a broke guy with pride. That it's very hard to submit with those people. As a young guy trying to overcome poverty, understand the difference between asset and liability. A poor man wisdom is despised. Make money, keep money, and grow money.
So today I want us to talk about how, the power of this particular tool called money, and how, to go about making it, or how to, create wealth as young people. And I'm fortunate to have my brother Ibrahim Muniz in the studio, and myself. We are going to have a quick conversation about, the power of money. And if you look at it, it looks like money is one of the most powerful tools one can have. Especially in our current, society. If you don't have money, you are seen as, somebody who is not fit to actually be part of anything. I remember there was this video I watched where, the senior brother, they were having a family function. The junior brother is wealthy. The senior brother is poor. So they were expecting the senior brother to rather be serving guests while the junior brother sits down.
Money
and unfortunately, the eldest actually supported it because he's the one who pays. He's the one who gives money.
Money is that powerful.
How powerful is money?
Let me go scriptural small. That a poor man wisdom is despised. That there was a man, he has so many ideas that could change the time of those times. But unfortunately, because he lacks money, his wisdom was despised. So a poor man wisdom really is despised. When you are poor and you are advising the young ones, they want to know, what do you have? What are you having? And the best way to really encourage somebody is to start impacting their life financially. Immediately you give money to people. Sometimes you don't need to say much. If you see somebody saying a lot, you didn't give money. Like once you come and I just hit you with 10 million, 20 million, I don't need to say much. You are willing to take it. So that's why I encourage everybody who is an infopreneur, who is teaching awareness. You must work on your financial, what is the name? But for me personally, when it comes to money, we have being rich within, and we have outside riches. Somebody might not be rich outside, but he's rich inside. And somebody can pretend to be rich outside, but he's not rich inside. So that leads me to the difference between rich and wealth. Having a family is wealth. Somebody can have money, he has no family. Having good friends is wealth. Somebody can have money, but he doesn't have good friends to share with. Having children is wealth. Somebody can be rich, but he doesn't have kids. I know currently a spouse I'm counseling right now. They are well-to-do, very wealthy, own cars, but she doesn't have a child. And that thing is about hurting her. She can't sleep because of that. Now you see somebody poor has kids, but they don't even regard their kids. So we must clearly define wealth and riches. In fact, having healthy body, honestly, is wealth. There's this rich man, he owns cars and company, but even if he's to urinate, they have to connect something for him to urinate. So you able to even urinate, that's wealth. So money is one of the wealth. You can be rich and not wealthy, but you cannot be wealthy and not rich. So rich fall under wealth. So when you study wealth, you realize that you might not have money, but you are wealthy.
You can be wealthy and not rich. You can be wealthy and not rich.
Exactly.
But you cannot be rich.
Exactly. So there are a lot of things people have, but they don't value it. And it's after they lose it in effort to make the money. They make the money, and now they realize that no, I needed good friendship. I need to be healthy to spend that money. So I think clearly a lot of people don't understand that differences. Now the way to make money is to be grateful with what you have. Then the money can expand. If you're not grateful with what you have, just recently there's a very colleague of mine, we do some work. The person was telling me that he earned 400 Ghana cedi every month. And I'm like, wow. And the person was saying that they wish they can get 700. Do I know surprising thing? That's 3 months now. He has not been paid. Now I have colleague teachers who take 21 million every month, and they are very angry with the government. You don't know what people are really going through. If you don't appreciate that 21 million or that 4 million, how do you think you'll be blessed with more? So it has to do with attitude. And another way to really show being grateful is how you spend that money. There are 3 ways: make money, keep money, and grow money. A lot of people know how to make money. They trade their time to make that money. Now they can't keep it because of family pressure. That is where I always advise parents, don't be too much dependency on your kids, because it prevents them from making it in life. It's just like 3 people brought on this earth to go and make it in life. But one has 6 bags of cement he's carrying, and they are running. Who do you think will run fast? So I love one of my mentors, Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. He made aware for his parents, and they allowed him. They didn't become dependent on him. Few years he became successful. He retired them, bought cars and houses for them. Now, when your young one is trying to make it and there's so much dependency on that child, it's just like that child is moving with his colleagues and he or she carries 7 bags of cement while running. You can't run. These are some of the problems. So you see, as a youth, your colleagues are going, you are going backward because the dependency on it. But if they had allowed him to run, he will make it fast and come back and help them.
But let's get to, because all of those points are very valid points. But I want us to get into the realm of how, this tool called money, is powerful.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What makes it powerful? Why should we have money?
Yeah. The first one, it gives you access. There's a guy who wanted one lady. He struggled. He never had that lady. Fortunately, money started coming. He owned a car. He started investing to the lady, her brothers, her sisters, and the family. Within some time, he got married. And there's one company, one guy also wanted. In fact, there are certain projects, if you go with motorbike, they won't mind you. They expect you should have a certain car. I have a client right now. He told me he lost a big contract just because of the nature of his car. So money gives you access. Secondly, money gives you freedom to be in control of your life. A lot of people don't want people to control them. But trust me, if you live under somebody, if you depend on somebody, they will control you. So money gives you that freedom to live your life. You get up. It also gives you opportunity to pursue passions in your heart, charity issues you really want to do. So money is that powerful, and money it raises your status. Immediately you start making money within the society. Even your colleagues, even if you are low age than them, they are more older than you, just as you said. So money kind of, and another thing in your marriage, money makes submissiveness easy for your woman. This is a counseling I got from a lady, and she just told me that when a man has money, it's easy to submit. That the other person to submit is a broke guy with pride. That it's very hard to submit with those people. Money makes it easy for your woman to quickly submit to you. Once you provide needs for your woman, everything she needs, you provide. You bought a car for her. Her house is well furnished. Her job is okay. They say, honey, today, she will even complain, what would you eat? The way she treat submissiveness is easy, So, and most of the divorces are increasing, rising as a result of financial problems. So money helps you keep your family intact. Another thing is your children. A lot of people want to provide quality education for their kids. You can't do that when you are broke.
Yeah.
You just send them to government school. You are fortunate free senior high. Those who are very good financial, they don't care about free senior high. Some have sent their kids outside. So now when those kids come, they will have healthy self-esteem. They have more opportunities than you.
Yeah.
Exactly. And even you yourself, once in a while, you like exposure. You just feel like traveling to UK. Money helps afford you that ability to do that. But if you don't have money, you just remain in your village.
One of the things is also the leverage it gives. For example, parents who are rich are able to give their children a life of not stressing themselves too much.
Yeah.
Because there are some people, like for example, when you come out from a poor family, before you turn 10, 15, you're already thinking of how to.
Exactly.
So it keeps you, like, just as you said, there's so much cement on your head
Yeah,
you're carrying.
you can't.
Your speed of acceleration is low compared with somebody who doesn't even have to think about what to eat.
Exactly.
They have the luxury to be creative, to grow and also be wealthy as or rich as their parents are.
And okay,
just quite like recently, my son has been, anytime we send him to school, he sees somebody, driving their children to school in a car while we are riding a motorbike. He start pointing, car. So you see, those are some of the things that money helps as human beings to just as you said earlier, the access to things.
Another thing is that money minimizes the time you waste in life. There's something, there's a program, there's a course you wanted. They said it's 10,000.
Yeah.
Because you don't have money, you go on YouTube, spend like 7 years to learn it.
Yeah.
When somebody have money, he will just pay it, and within some short 3 months, 6 months, it's okay. So money saves you time. There are a lot of things you don't even have to do it on your own. You just need to contract somebody who is skilled to do it. Another thing in money, without money, it low productivity. Trust me, the level of money you have now, that is what is providing this quality. Now, if your money is enhanced, you see the quality. But first, when things were hard, you saw the quality. So money influences the quality of product you come out with. Exactly. Another thing is that money affects self-esteem. When you are around people who have a lot of money with cars, you just put your head down. You get it.
Yeah.
But once you have some money, it gives you some confidence. You speak with it. There's this guy I used to have. He just entered the room and just speaks. I'm like, oh, wow. The guy is loaded. And I was listening to Jay-Z that he has never entered the room and feel some way. And I understand him. The guy is loaded. But Master, if you have 0.00 and you are walking, you are thinking.
But
and another thing very important. When you are broke, you get angry. I know some people when they get their
Don't laugh.
salary.
This is a serious matter. People will not be happy with being broke is a serious.
So I've realized that my colleagues, when they earn their salary that first week, they and their wife, they are on top. So the wife realized anytime the money starts going down, look, the guy is falling sick. Even everybody, even me sometimes. And most of my colleagues, when let's say you have 10,000, then it reduced to 8,000, 7,000, 3,000, 2,000, 500 cedi. Like, you hate. So money influence our mood. Our emotional capacity.
Money is everything.
It's very
but one of the challenges is understanding how money works and being able to make it and sustain it. Initially, you made mention of, making money and saving and investing and all of that. How, like, for somebody who is looking for financial freedom, how does money work? How is he supposed to come out of that brokenness? We make mention of, which seems like a curse, because when you are broke, nobody respects you and nobody wants to be broke, right? How does one get out of being broke? And
that's a very important thing. First, you must have a product or service. Money is such that you must have a product or service to be exchanged for the money. A lot of youth here, they pray a lot, fast, but they don't come up with product or service. Bill Gates, how much does Bill Gates pray? This US president who just left and this man came,
Trump,
Donald Trump. How many times does he pray? How many times does he fast? So before God will bless you, you need to have a product or service. My product are my books. Yesterday, a lady called for counseling. How much? I gave her my price. She murmured the money. Today, after here, I'll go and meet it. That's a service. So if you don't have a service or product and you are praying for money, what are you doing? So the best way to get a service, you can go for a skill. So what Abdul Basit is, he's learning a skill. So a time will come, he start offering that service. He start to earn money. You don't get money in vacuum. I'm not saying praying is not good. Anybody who say prayer is not, I pray more than even 3:30 I'm awake. Because the prayers will give you opportunity. It will show you the right people. So you need prayers. You need fasting. I fast every Monday and Thursday. But after that, come out with a product. I see people, they don't have a product. How do you want to be blessed? I should just come and give you money. For what? So first, if you want to come out of poverty, have a product or service. Bill Gates just have a software. Microsoft. That is his product or service. This man, Donald Trump, he has real estate. All the big guys, his hotel, he takes care of that. That's a service he's offering.
And one of the things I've learned is that, to become somebody who is really on your way to become wealthy, you need to be solving a problem.
Absolutely.
So don't just go and look for any service.
Exactly.
Look for a service that solves a problem.
Absolutely.
And once it solves a problem,
exactly,
people will be willing to pay for it, for their problems to be solved.
That is all.
People don't give money because they just want to give money for a service. It has to be important to them. Exactly. It has to, serve their need.
Exactly.
For them to be able to
you can get money as a result of favor, but that's not sustain wealth. Just dash you 10 cedi, 100 cedi. Is that what you want? Is
to the
that
people
money?
like Mark Zuckerberg and
absolutely,
like they are sleeping and they are making wealth.
Absolutely.
Because they have a product that is
meeting
selling
a need.
Every
so you identify
hour, every
a
minute.
need, you come out with a product or service that can meet that need. The next is your target. The people, your niche, who are the people that need that product and they can afford it. You get it? So another thing is reading. You have to start reading books. So if you are 35 years, read 35 books on finance. If you are 31 years, if you are 23, get 23 books and read about money. Because if you don't understand money, any money you get, you lose it. So today, if Mark Zuckerberg should lose Facebook, he can create another one.
Yeah. I keep saying that. You see, sometimes it's not the money. It's about the principles to making it. Once they understand it, it's easy for them to get to make it. Yeah.
Absolutely. So it's very, very important. And there are two ways to also make money aside from product and services. You either lower your expenditure, your lifestyle, to your level of income, or you increase your income, another sources of income. Now, according to Dr. Olumide Emmanuel, sometimes trying to earn money takes you having a value, a product or service. So those things takes time. But the easiest thing you can do is to lower your standard. There are people who are living in a particular house, renting house, which they shouldn't be. There are people driving cars, which they shouldn't be. A lady says she likes shoes. She has been buying shoes. Like most of the shoes you wear, no one really sees it. No one really cares. You are just wasting money. And he gave 20, 40, 60. That when you are 20 years, you care so much of what people think of you. Every financial decision you are doing, how would somebody, I don't want people to think I'm broke. But you are broke. No, I don't want people to think I'm broke. So you have to now camouflage it. It's a problem. He said 40 years, you get 40 and you don't care what somebody says. You want to do your life. Currently, there's a guy I'm counseling. I asked him, what do you regret if you hit 80 years? He said, if at this point, he's 43, if at this point I'm not truthful and honest to people, no matter what. So I understood him. From 40, you are fed up. From 20 to 30, he was living to please people, diluting truth. Now he has hit 40. He said that from now on, he's just going to be honest. Now, when you hit 60 years, you realize that nobody really thought of you. So I was carving all these things. Most of the shoes you are wearing, nobody really see. A husband can give a woman money to do her hair, and he has forgotten there's pressure on people's head.
And that the issue of cutting down expenditure, I think, has to do with spending behavior.
Yeah.
And for me, I think what I've learned is that it's just like every behavior.
Yeah.
It's something you need to work on. You need to build.
Yeah, discipline. It
Like,
takes time.
As I've told you, or as we've spoken about, time without number. It's what some of our desires.
Yeah.
That leads us to spending recklessly.
Very true.
But some of the things we actually spend on are things that we can actually do without.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah.
Just as giving an example.
Yeah.
Why buy 10 shoes when you can only wear one a day?
Exactly. Exactly.
right?
To prove
to people. And at the end of the day, these people are not even
Don't
aware
really
you
care.
exist.
No, they don't care.
You get it. So for me, I think it is a mindset, working on your mindset, working on how you see yourself.
Yes.
Self-esteem
Very
is
important.
very important,
Very
because
important.
you don't really have to care
Yes.
if this is what you have to do to
Absolutely.
sustain your life.
That's
Who
all.
cares?
That's
Because if
all.
you go broke, nobody's coming to your aid.
So that's the issue. So
You get it?
somebody will go into debt, broke, just to
Doesn't
please
make any
others,
sense.
and they really don't care, which is very wrong. Another thing, asset and liability. As a young guy trying to overcome poverty, understand the difference between asset and liability. And the book that really explained that is Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. He said that assets are things that appreciate in value and they brings you money. Liability are things you buy, they depreciate in value and they take money from you. So, for instance, when I was having photocopier 2013, 2014 with my wife, the photocopier, every time we photocopy for these schools, we get 300, 500, 700. From that, we build our container. Then we start to sell exercise books, pens for the students. So that photocopier was an asset because it was bringing money to us. Now, another colleague of mine, they used their own to buy Combien. And the Combien motorbike was consuming fuel. And so it was a liability, taking money from you, servicing another thing. So you as an individual, you must know what are assets. There's another guy too. He was having 2,000. He wanted to buy a brand new Hauji motorbike. But then there was a plot of land where I bought my plot. The plot was 500 cedi, far from us. I made him to buy 4 plots. Today, each plot there is 20,000, 30,000 thereabout. So that's an asset. So when you are a young guy, start thinking of asset. What are the things I'll spend money on to increase in value? I used to be among the friends. Anytime food's line, they bring foods, I'll go and stand there trying to pick food. Now I don't do that because these are all liability. I'll buy junk things, put in my room. I don't even use them. So if I won't use something, I won't buy it. Anything you see me buying, because I work hard to make that money. So anything I'm buying must be something I'm using. A lot of people just buy something just because it's available.
And you see, some of these behaviors are actually influenced by our upbringing.
It's sad.
Rich people, as I made an example earlier on, their children think differently.
Yeah.
Poor people have, a different, mentality or different way of thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with the product or service, once you come out with a product or service, the next is you market the product and the service. You market it. You identify your targets and market it to them. And when you start marketing, you start making money small. Reinvest into the business. But that is if you had something to cover your needs. The sad thing to do business is when you don't have nothing to take care of your needs and you are doing business. Then definitely the money you get from the business, you move it into your needs. So I always encourage, have a job that takes care of your needs. Now, some of the money you get from that job, you can invest into your business. So that as for your needs, every month is taken care of. But this job, any money you get, this business, you put it into that.
And one of the mistakes a lot of people do is leaving their jobs to start a business.
Very important.
There've been a lot of scenarios where you see people being hyped on social media that she was a banker, then she stopped, and now she's a watch seller. She's doing that.
Yeah.
No, don't forget that this person has probably been working for so long and has saved a lot of money.
Absolutely.
You also started your work. You don't have any savings.
Absolutely.
And you think because you are motivated by this, you leave your job and then you go and
That's
start.
it.
I give you 1 year, you'll be broke.
Absolutely.
With no business to
Absolutely.
continue. So it's very important.
When
Having a
you-
job is
Exactly.
very, very important
Exactly.
to take. And you see, you could quickly be broke.
That's it.
Quickly and easily
That's
be broke.
it.
And
That's
you could
it.
also quickly accelerate to wealth.
it's risk.
If you have something that is
Exactly.
bridging
Exactly.
between, your needs
Exactly.
and, your passion.
Yes.
For example, you have a job that is giving you every month something.
Exactly.
And you are able to cater for the very important things.
It gives you peace of mind.
And your business, to work on your business,
Yes.
it gives you peace of mind to work on your
Yes,
business and
yes,
other stuff for you
yes,
to,
yes.
move.
I'm very happy you made that statement. I have a few colleagues of mine who quit their job and just went into entrepreneurship. Trust me, right now they are frustrated. Because number one, you lack the wisdom, understanding of that business. You are so inexperienced. So why not still keeping your job
And
while
be
you were
doing-
learning that?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, business is understanding.
Yeah.
The more you stay in something, the more understanding you begin to trust in your understanding. Then from that you can make some wise decisions.
And a lot of these people even take, their ideas from people who they see are making it in one venture.
Exactly.
So they feel that, oh, this person says he's making this much, so if I also get into it, so they have a
that is
preconceived idea of how the business is going to work. So if I quit my job, or within the next few months, I'll be making that. Forgetting
serious.
that there are a lot of variables to how these things work. So you get in, probably your friend has more knowledge about the business. Your friend came in from a different perspective with the business. And you are also coming in from a different perspective.
Absolutely.
Your friend probably had a seed fund. Probably you don't. So for me, I think it is important as people who are starting to keep your job, to have a job that can cater for your
and the worst it, some even pick a loan to start to go into that entrepreneur. One, you quit your job. Second, you pick a loan and enter into it. And you live frustrated.
Sometimes it's frustration because you are thinking that this business, like if I start it, the money I'll make, let me just get a loan. I'll pay the loan off. But you make that mistake and then you regret it for the rest of your life.
So in my entrepreneurship classes, those I register, I always tell them to start small. Normally we want to be seen starting big.
Yeah.
But that's the problem. If you don't have money to open a shop, at this point you
from
can
your
have
room,
a shop online.
Yeah.
This time a lot of people are making it. They don't even have a physical shop. They have a full shop online. You just need knowledge about certain things. So I said start small. So a guy wanted to go into laundry. He wanted to start big. I said, no, start small. Today, as we are speaking, he has 3 laundries. Another guy also want to go into kettle. I said, start small. He bought one. One thing about going into entrepreneurship is how many customers do you have? I don't have customers. So why are you picking loan? What is the guaranteed? So anytime you come to me, I want to do this, the ideas. I say, how many customers do you have? Actually, Mr. Inus, I don't have any customers. Then, what you need is start small to build your customers. The reason why Apple computers can invest $7 billion into their business, in fact, before they come out with a product, customers come to sleep, waiting for the next day to pick it. So if they put down money, within some short period of time, they will make their money. Where are your customers? Currently, most of people my customers that call me, they call me on 3 areas: motivation, relationship, and finance. So I have no business in investing my money in anything. These are my customers. And any money I invest where I have customers, I yield the money back. Now, the first principle of investing money is never lose the capital. Any business you enter, ask yourself, how long would it take for me to get back the capital? Now, if you're able to retrieve the capital, then the next is profit. But a lot of people invest into business thinking of big profit. Now they'll lose their capital. It will just cripple you totally. So as you said, don't quit your job first to just quickly go into entrepreneurship. I would advise that keep your job and use some of the money you get from your job. Why did God give us 2 hands, 2 legs, 2 eyes? 2 hands are better than 1. Have a job and your business. This thing I'm doing is my business. So most of my colleagues who put their whole life into the job, classroom, when they see me doing it, they were like, Yunus, what? I say, so last week, a senior colleague of mine called me for counseling. He wanted to go into business or travel. He was having problems. So I told him, what are the 4 things you regret if you are not able to achieve? He mentioned them. If I'm not able to own a house, if I'm not able to provide my kids quality education, if I'm not able to be an employer, if I'm not able to succeed in business, I say, good. Now, these are your values. So the reason why you are now looking for money is to be able to finance these things. So he said he has been doing business. I said, that means a lot of people are calling him for business idea. I said, so why can't you also start as a consultancy? You've been in business for how many years? So and he's even a business tutor. So there are radio stations that need you. There are TV stations that need you. You can come out with books. but you are limited in classroom.
One of the things that I also find as a big deal is that a lot of people undermine their ideas and
Yeah.
their credentials.
Yeah, yeah.
Facebook started like
Yeah, yeah.
you get what I'm trying to say, like a community, small something.
Wow, you've raised a very
Now
important point.
Facebook is millions, if not billions of dollars. You get the point I'm trying to make. A lot of people have ideas, but they feel that their ideas are not worthy. Their ideas are, it won't go anywhere. That is the first place. I mean, the first point of failure. Because if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't believe in your idea, nobody will believe.
Exactly.
Because the way you believe in your product determines how you sell it. Right? If you don't believe in it that much, how you sell it will be different.
That's
and
it.
Trust me, the customers will know that you are not you yourself don't honestly believe in
people
your
buy you
product
before they buy your product.
Exactly.
Also. The confidence behind the product. When you read the books by Simon Sinek about Start With Why, normally people buy you before they buy your product. The person behind the product, the energy behind that product is very, very important. Now, those who lack ideas, believe in their product. Let me tell you something. There are people that are selling stupid things online
they are making money. Yeah, because of the belief in
good.
Yeah.
So that product you have, trust me, stop thinking people are already doing it. You have your niche, you have your market. There are some people, nobody can touch them except me. And today people don't really care about certificate. It's, can you solve my problem? It's about problem solving.
Yeah.
I have a need. Can you solve it? Because there are people who are certified and they can't even solve it. Today, people have big certificate, and when you interview them, you realize they have issues. So even now, even what is on your certificate sometimes does not even correspond with the individual. You can cheat. You can give it to somebody to write it for you. So people want to know, can you demonstrate value? Can you demonstrate your value? And another thing I love so much, there was a time I was doubting my product. Then I heard Zig Ziglar. He said that if you know your product can solve a problem and you are afraid and you keep it, you are a waste to mankind. In fact, you are a failure to mankind. If you know what you have can solve people's problem, but just because you are afraid, you have low self-esteem, you just keep it, and people are suffering. You've not helped the mankind, humanity. Then I just got up. I started going to school, start speaking, and I was shocked. One day, one child just looked at me and said, "Mister, you've saved my life." I said, "What do you mean?" That your story from broken home, elder drunkard, junior weed smoker, you are not. That I always thought I won't have a future. But just seeing you with that day, I said, wow. So sometimes you are doing look, Les Brown changed my life and he doesn't even know me. Sometimes your product or service will help people which you don't even know. That is why God said yours is to just do your part. The rest, leave it to God. There was a time Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was getting depressed. God told him, yours is to share your message. Just share the message. Changing humans is up to God. But if you don't share, how can they be changed? So our part is to share that thing we want. And my also thing is that people are afraid of failure, fear of failure. What do you have to lose? Were you already having customers? So if you bring it to the marketplace and they don't get it, like this particular lady, I gave the price and she momoed the money. If she had said no, was I already having her? But if I had not made that known, would I have gotten the money? So that's my problem with people. You are already not having anything. So what do you have to lose? Don't let your fear, and now fear is from Satan. Fear is not from God. Fear is from Satan. What God provides us is faith. Believe. Have faith in God. Just clarify your heart. Is it clean? Is it out of love? Then go on. Definitely, there will be people that will attack you. There will be people that will criticize you. It's first I used to try to convince them. Now, anything somebody will come and I'll say, thank you, you are right. If it's working for you, that's okay by me. But I won't let you stop me. There was a day I posted a message. The guy said that you need to be adding sounds. So I started adding sounds. Another guy quoted a scripture that Hadith number one said we shouldn't add sound. I became confused. Then I heard my mentor that look, if you listen to what people are saying, just do you. Just do you. So now I just do me. If you don't like it, go for those who don't add sounds. If you don't like it, go for those who add sounds. And leave me and my people. So now I don't let what you say, no, it doesn't affect you. Because everything you do, people will talk. That's why I like Mr. Ibu and his son, that movie. He kept the boy on the bicycle pushing. They say, Mr. Ibu, you are very foolish. Instead of you to ride, you let this boy. So he dropped the guy, he's now riding. Said, but Mr. Ibu, you are wicked. Instead of you to let that boy ride, you are. So he became confused. So I would advise everybody, have faith in your product because people buy you before they buy. But it all boils down with your self-esteem. So everybody who has low self-esteem, I'll advise you to join my program. I'll take you through. We can do 6 weeks as a program. We can do 3 months as a program. We can do 1 week or 2 weeks. It depends how you want it to be. I'll let you know the cost involved. I'll take you through your self-esteem. Anybody in relationship problem too, you need help. I have a program for that. I'll just walk you through, help you to go through that. And if you are facing financial problem and you don't know what will be your niche, you don't know you must have a product or service. Aside from praying and fasting, other than that, you'll be a beggar. And also learn how to sell. Learn how to sell. A lot of people think sellers are school dropout. Show me a successful person you know who is not a seller. Aliko Dangote, is he a seller or a buyer? Aliko Dangote sells product. Bill Gates is a seller. Every rich person we know are sellers. But in our part of the world, we undermine people that sells. Selling is meeting people's needs. You are not convincing anybody. You have a need. I brought it to you, solve your need. You exchange it for money. That money you give me, there are 2 things to help me sustain that business and to expand the business. Because that problem I'm solving internally, there are people in Accra who needs it. There are people in Takoradi who needs it. Now it takes resources to expand it. So that money you gives me is to help me sustain that business and to expand to reach as many people. But if you are not willing to have a product or service and you only pray and fast, then you just depend on favor. Somebody will just pass and say. So that's why some has to even become security for political people. So he's a security, so he's a boy for political people. Now, I learned that some of these DC, in their house, you see the youth are organized there. They take tea in the morning. These are favor, and you cannot be rich with that. Come out with a product or service. And how do you do that? You need to identify who you are, what you are capable of. You have to go and learn a skill. You have to learn more wisdom. You have to read books. You have to listen to good mentors. These are the things that will feed your spirit. You believe in yourself, then you come out with something. So today, as we are speaking, there are NGOs who might invite you, give you a contract to do. That's a service you are offering. If I want to organize a seminar and I need a flyer, I'll contact you. That's a service. That's a good. But if you don't do that, how can I know you? There's a seminar, a paid seminar. They want me to come in and speak on a relationship program. So if I'm paid 1,000 cedi and you are in the house praying, fasting, me and you need to have something for God to bless you. Sometimes even a shirt. These footballer shirts. If you are the fan of football, then get most of your favorite footballers. Just share it on your WhatsApp status. I have a shirt 30 cedi. On your Facebook, I have shared 30 cedi. You start earning money from that. If it's football boots you want, if you like musician, you must have a product. But what I foresee a lot of people is that they are just praying one day, and you are aging.
But is it not because things are really difficult? It's really difficult to raise capital. Those are some of the issues people make.
Yeah.
It's difficult to
Yeah.
get
That
money to
sometimes
start.
when you want to
It's
start
even
big,
difficult to get a job.
yeah.
You know.
So that's also very important. That's where I have problem with the government. There's this program organized by Kama Association. It's where we train the young women on so many things. And then they invited me to speak with the young women and gave me opportunity to counsel them. There's few of them who have completed nursing training college. 3 years now, they've not been employed. So I told her, but during our time, when you just complete, they just put you. She said, now it's no more like that.
Yeah.
And she complained bitterly how she get food to eat. And she has 2 kids from 2 different guys. Because she's not from a good home. She's from a broken home. So a guy was assisting her. So she thought he loves her. She gave herself. They had a kid. Once he realized that she had a kid, he left. She was suffering with this guy, this small boy, and another. She went to Accra. Another guy was there helping her get a place to sleep. So I advise most guys who are in a position to help young ladies, please don't have sex with them. You don't need to have sex with them. If you help her to develop and she want to marry you, that's okay. But if you, at the end of the day, helping her through that, you now start impregnating. So this lady had 2 kids from 2 different men. She's not married to any one of them. She completed the nursing and there's no job. So now there's pressure on this lady.
But what I would say is that it's true that things are difficult. It's true that there are no jobs and all of that.
Yeah.
But you still cannot go to sleep.
Yeah.
As young people, our brain is at its full potential.
Yeah.
And we need to utilize it.
Yeah.
You just need to find a way to get yourself into something.
Yeah.
A way to start.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There are a lot of people who feel that because they are not being paid for a service, it's better they sit at home.
Yeah.
If you like a particular job, right, and there is no space for you to be employed, go give your service for free.
Yeah.
Immediately there's an opportunity. They might accommodate you.
Yeah.
So imagine 2 people looking for a job, and there is one who had offered themselves volunteer service, and there's one sitting at home.
Yeah.
They will definitely give the other one. So by all means possible, don't idle.
Yeah.
The extra you do goes a long way to add to your CV.
Yeah.
Even if not for monetary gains.
Yeah.
You see, starting is the most difficult part.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to start. I remember there was this time, like one time I went to ATM to withdraw 5 cedis. Just 5 cedis because like it was hard, and I couldn't go inside the banking hall because like people they won't even give you. But I tried. I went and then I tried the ATM and I got it.
You see,
you get it. So things are hard when you are starting. You find yourself in a place where it is very hard. It is very hard, but you can't give up.
I'm very happy you raised this point. You know, when things are very hard for you, start looking for jobs at your local place. We have ideal job and job to make money. Do you know that when I find myself in a situation, things was very hard economically, and I didn't know how to get the ideal job, I became a fridge repairer. I was a fridge repairer.
Yeah.
I was repairing fridge.
I've been a laborer before.
And from that fridge repairing, I was getting something to eat.
Yeah.
From there, I moved to TV repairing. Today, those things are they on me? So start locally.
So by all means possible, just survive and have your master plan.
Good.
While things start getting better,
good,
you start to execute the plan.
Because those jobs are better than going to beg somebody.
Of course,
to feed.
Absolutely.
You lose your respect
and
as a human being.
The trick with even going to volunteer is that there are some of the big men in the organization who will know that you are just doing this thing as a volunteer job.
Yes.
Who might be giving you something small to and it's going to help you.
There's a clear story that backed this particular statement. It's very true. Les Brown gave that story. There were 2 top managers They were working for a company, and things became very hard for that company, and they laid them off. When they laid them off, the other manager became angry, very angry with the company, and went home, became a drunkard, fighting with his wife, and so many things. But the other top manager said, no, I will not be at the house. Now, the issue is that the first and second manager, they went and looked for job. For 3 months, nobody was giving them. So that the second one decided to give up and just went home, started affecting his wife, the kids. He doesn't have time for them, doing so many things. But the other manager, he said no. Yes, there's no job anywhere, but I'll still not give up. So finally, he continued for another 3 months. Then he had one particular company. And they said, let us tell you the truth. It's not like there's no job opportunity. The issue is that we can't pay you. He looked at our family to feed. He looked at his 3 kids. They are hungry. He looked at his wife. And he looked at just being in the house doing nothing. He said, you can't pay me? He said, yes. Even 500, say no. He said, I still take the job. So are you sure? I'll still take the job. Now, when you take that job, what surprised me is that they were supposed to report 9 o'clock. 8 o'clock, he's already there, 8 a.m. They close 3. He always close 5. And he did that for 6 months. What surprised, not knowing the company has a policy, if a manager is 60 years, a top manager is 60 years, they retired him, build a home for him, get his cars for him, make things well for him, and down they will now look for another manager. So the time this guy joined, the top manager was 59 years, 6 months. He didn't know. He was just doing volunteering. 6 months, 8 a.m. he's there, 5 p.m. he do his work very humble. He honor people, respect people, provide value. What do you want? Sometimes even wash their cars. So when this top manager reached 60 years, they retired him. They were now looking for somebody to replace. So they ran the announcement. Everybody applied, including that his friend. They searched, and now he settled back with his wife. They all applied. So they went for an interview and everything. They all have the knowledge about the business. So everything was okay. The only thing he had over them was the 6 months experience in that company. And that was what helped him become that manager.
That's all.
So there are certain things you are doing. Just do it from your heart. You don't know what could happen. There are a lot of things we're doing from our heart, and today is paying off. The angels are watching. God is watching. The universe is watching. You are putting energy into the earth. And you see, when an aeroplane is just standing doing nothing, it dies. When a house, no matter how nice it is, if it's just lying there, it dies. Human being, when you are doing nothing, you become depressed. You start developing low self-esteem. You get angry. You become useless. Having to do something is an opportunity. Let's appreciate it. So because of the statement you made, this is the first time I'm sharing this. That shows that myself and you are good with that.
And for me, I'm somebody who always see opportunities.
Wow.
A lot of people, like, all they're thinking about is that if I don't get that job, that ends it.
Yeah.
You need to open your horizon. You see, that's why, like, God has given us brains. This example we've given, it's not common.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody will prefer that. Then I go back and sit at home.
Yeah.
When at home you are not doing anything.
Yeah.
Even if they are not, you work for 2 years and they've not paid you. But that experience could help you start something, or could help you do something with it.
Yeah. And you also develop strategic relationships.
Exactly, with people. And that is what it is.
People that will give you
the job. That they will give you the job.
But if you are in the house, what are you developing?
So imagine I work for you, I volunteer for you for free for 6 months at your organization.
Exactly.
If there is how do you call it, a job opportunity, even if I fail the interview, you give it to me.
Absolutely.
There's no way out.
It.
You get it. So I think we have to, put in more effort as young people. Let's not chase money too much, especially at our beginning, where we are still trying to, because it's very difficult. As I said earlier on, not being able to put yourself together very early can keep you broke for a very long time, it will end up with you not being able to figure it out.
Exactly.
Because when you get to a position where there's so much pressure and there is nothing, like you are not making money, you don't have anything to do, the pressure keeps piling. But at the point when you are still single, maybe your mother can still give you teaser to eat. That's the time you then start to figure things out. At that point, you can do a voluntary service for 6 months, and you won't go hungry. But you have created an opportunity for yourself. Rather than sitting at home and nothing happening.
The truth is that the economic hardship is real. Our leaders, although I've been hearing 5.3 billion have been stolen from one woman room, so many things. But at the end of the day, the people are really suffering. So economically, things are very hard. But what I have for the youth is that to overcome these economic challenges, you need the right knowledge, financial knowledge. You need the right associations, people. You need to be in the right company.
Relationships, build
very
relationships.
Very important relationship. And the third one, you need to act right financially.
For your financial behavior.
Exactly. So if the economy is very hard and you are not trying to learn some right knowledge financially, what are you wasting your time on? Listening to political discussions, you've been doing that. Is that changing your condition? Do you have the right associations? You're always with your colleagues. You complain, insult others. But what is changing? Down people cannot help down people. You have to rise up. And the way to the road to make wealth is so narrow that you can't move with everybody. That is also now you are carrying 6 bags of cement and you want to pass there. That is not selfish. You have to let go of certain associations. Then you come back and help them. And then something you should have used 10 years, you end up using 40 years. You get frustrated. They will kill you there. You need to learn to say no and don't feel guilty about that. Hassan, I want that to do. Oh, no. And don't feel guilty about that. You are not obligated. Everybody, you only support people. And sometimes you are okay, then somebody will go and do some stupid thing. It becomes emergency. Don't let people emergency become your emergency. You plan your things, somebody will fool around and come. No, don't do that. Finish whatever you want to do. The rest you help them. And if you don't have, be honest, somebody will now go and call people, borrow money and give it to somebody. Now, if the person default the payment, you see that you are having problems. Say no and don't feel guilty about it.
Amazing conversation. Thank you very much.
Yes, Ali.
I'm sure we will do more. We have more of these conversations.
Inshallah.
Just to share our little our 50 cents or is it 10 cents with the people. At least 1 or 2 people would benefit from our conversations. Thanks so much for coming.
It's a pleasure, bro. It's an honor to always be there.